Welcome friends to Excel beginners and advanced tips. Friends, hope you are all well. Friends, in my last video I came up to this point in making or in trying to make a retail management project. So here friends, you can see in my last video I came up to this point, and this is the bill produced by the supplier. I bought these products from the suppliers, and the bill generated by the supplier something like this. You can see 2 items were bought and the total amount is 2700, and you can see here the bill number and the bill date also. So bill number is 10-2021 and bill date 18th April 2020. So friends, now I need to pay this bill to the supplier. I can pay the bill total amount of bill at a time, or can pay the bill partially. So to pay the bill to the supplier, at first I need to entry the bill in my user form, and therefore I have created a user form to entry the bill, to entry the, you can say, synopsis of the bill. So I have created this user form like this. Just run this, run this form, and you can see the combo box displaying the supplier's name. How it is done, I showed you in my last video how to add items in a combo box when the form initialized, or how to add items in a list box when the form initialized. So friends, now I want to select this supplier and I want to type the bill number 10-2021 and bill date, you can see 18/4/2020, and if I press tab, see the bill amount has been entered in the bill amount text box. Here you can see, you can tally the bill amounts produced given by the supplier or given by the supplier, and the bill amounts I entered are equal. And then I need to add. The bill has been added, and when I click in the list box, you can see the bill number is being displaying in this label. You can see the bill number on the top, that is 10-2021. Now the bill has been entered, the synopsis of the bill has been entered, and how it is done, you can see, you can see this code. The codes are like adding the user form, adding data in user form, or deleting and data in user form. Here friends, I want to show you once again, just quick look of the add command. You can see here, first look at this section first to add the items in the blank row of sheet 6, that is our supplier bill payment 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I am not making any cell. First I want to clear the supplier, so this is the 6th. Here the amount has been entered, so this is the 6th sheet. So in the 6th sheet, the blank row, in the blank row of the 6th sheet, I have entered all the data from the supplier bill entry user form. Here you can see everything has been entered in the first row, supplier name, and in the second row supplier ID, and the third row supplier bill number, and the fourth bill date, and fifth the bill amount has been entered into the sheet 6, has been added into the into sheet 6. Then I you can see, then I am moving upward, little upward, and you can see the checking of the blank controls here. I hope you can do this. In my last video I showed you how to check blank controls like this. And on the above you can see another thing, that is, if we want to enter the same bill number again, it will prompt a message that the bill already entered. And here I have used a if statement. You can see the total number of rows has been counted, rows of sheet 6 has been counted and has been assigned to iRow, and I have used a for loop here for x is equal to 2 to iRow, and then I have used an if statement, that is, if this section sheet 6 dot cells x comma 2 go to the 6th sheet, and if this is matches, if this is matches, if this is matches, and if this is matches, it will prompt that the bill already entered. And this is, therefore I have written this, if this is like supplier ID, and if this is like supplier bill number, and if this is supplier bill date, then a message will be prompted saying the bill already entered. So thus a checking has been done, and I have unloaded the user form, that is our supplier bill form. You can see the name of the user form here, supplier bill form, supplier bill entry form. This is the form name. You can see, just click anywhere in the blank area, you can see the name of the form, and the form will be unloaded. Here the form will be unloaded, add, and the form will be unloaded if I want to add the same bill, and refreshed here and showed again, that means it will be refreshed. So thus friends, I have created my add command codes, add command button codes like this. And next, after entering the bill, you can see the bill again. After entering the bill, you can also delete this, and to delete this bill, just select the bill and see the codes in the delete button here. In this section I have written this code to delete a bill number, selected bill from the list box. You can see the total number of rows has been counted again of sheet 6, and the bill caption, and here I have the condition that if the bill number matches with the bill number in the sheet 6, that is in the third column, of sheet 6, then total rows will be selected, and a message box will be prompted that we are going to delete this bill. And the syntax is like this: sure you want to delete this bill, VB yes or no. The two command buttons will be displayed in the message box, and the title of the message box is delete record. If answer is equal to VB yes, if I click on the and the yes button, then sheet where the record is existed, that is 6 will be activated, and the bill and the selection will be deleted. That means the bill will be deleted. Then end if for this, if this is the end if, and this end if for this if statement, and I closed the for loop with this next I here. Then I have refreshed this. So friends, thus I have completed my delete button here, command button, and exit command button. I want to go to I want to return to my main menu. Here I have in my last video I showed you my main menu. Just I have little modified because there are more forms here. So supplier bill entry up to this point I have completed. So going back to my supplier bill form again, and you can see this, the bill number. If I want to delete this, just select and press the delete button. A message will be prompted, sure you want to delete this record? No, I don't want to delete this record at this time. Okay friends, just this is the codes for supplier bill entry forms. So thank you very much friends for viewing this, and now friends I want to move to my next step, that is supplier bill payment entry. So just closing it, and you can see supplier bill payment entry form here. I have designed this form in a simple manner, and you can see some controls, and I want to type the supplier. I want to input some records, some data in this form, like this supplier name. It is been added in the initialize section. I know how you also I know that you also know how to insert, how to add items in the list box or combo box at the time of the form initialize. So you can see this in my last videos, how to write codes in the initialize section of a user form to display or to add such items in combo box and list box. And then I want to type the bill number and bill date like this, and if I press tab, see bill amount is 2700 and bill paid so far 0, and balance or due we can say it is 2700. If I pay here 1000 and add, see the bill has been added in the list box, and further if we want to pay another if we want to see, if we click here, the next time the bill is being shown automatically, and if we click press tab key here in the bill date text box, see amount paid 1000 and balance decreased, and it has now 1700. So make another payment 1000, add. So I have done 2 payments in this bill, that is 10-2021. Just go to that bill date and again press tab. You can see the balance is being decreased, and it has now only 700 rupees because bill amount 2700 and so far paid 2000, and now I want to pay another 300, add. So again go, and you can see the balance already updating. So friends, how it is done, just I want to show the codes, required codes, because most of the codes you know, as from my last videos. Just two or more codes I want to show you. Just see, you know this, how to add items in the command button, and how to, and here if I click on this, if I select any supplier name, the corresponding supplier ID is being displayed. How it is done I have showed you in my last video. Bill number I have to enter manually, bill date I have to enter manually, and then if I click, I have to enter for the first time, but for in the next time I can select this like this, and if I press tab here, bill date, so an exit option, exit event of the bill date text box, you can see all the data is being displayed in below in this section, in this label text boxes like this. So how it is done, just double click here and you can see the exit event of the bill date. Here I have calculated the total amount of bill here in this section, and I have assigned this to X. I have used here a SUMIFS function, and how it is done, you can see the total of I column of sheet 3, that is our purchase sheet. You can go there. I column means this column will be summed when, if, here you can say if this section equal to this section, that means combo box dot value, that means the sheet 3 dot range cc, you will find the supplier name if these matches, and again going back, and if range bb of sheet 3, you can go there, this supplier id, these are the conditions, is equal to supplier id here dot caption in this form, and dd, here you can see dd, go there and you can see find the bill number there here, and if this matches text bill number, that means the bill number that I will enter or select from the list box. And another criteria, if this section of sheet 3 matches SA column A, that means the bill date, all the criteria should be matched. This is the bill date. If this matches, then it will be summed. This section of sheet 3 will be summed. This column of sheet 3, you can say total of I column of sheet 3, you can say. And I have kept this in this variable, and then I have assigned this bill amount dot caption is equal to X. Bill amount means, here friends, you can go there, this is the bill amount, this is the label, here the value will be stored. And again I am going back for the total amount paid, that to know total amount paid against a bill. I have done this in a similar way, and just I have changed the reference of the sheet, that is sheet 7. Here you can go to the sheet 7. This is our sheet 7, and sorry, this is our sheet 7. Just we just made 3 payment entries, 1000, 1000 and 300 just little earlier, and this section will be tallied, and if this is tallied, then it will be summed. So total payment amount will be calculated like this here in this if statement. So friends, I know how to write if statement. You know this very well, and if it is if you have some question about if statement, please comment me. I will try my best to clear that question. And again, I have paid section caption, and I have assigned it to the value of y. So go there, and you can see this is the LBL supplier bill paid level, and I have assigned the label to the value of y, that means the total amount paid. And to get the due payment, that is the difference, I have stored, I have displayed in this text box. Here you can say text balance dot value is equal to total bill amount dot caption. That means this section total bill amount and minus total paid amount. Here this is the total paid amount, so I will get the value, the difference between the difference, that means I will get the due or the balance. So here you can see this is the text balance. Thus friends, I have just written the codes and used SUMIFS function. And a quick view, here you can see in the add button, I just added all the items I entered in this bill payment sheet, that is sheet 7. You can see how to add these items. You know this, I am sure you know this, and you can see my last video how to add item from with the use of user form to a specific sheet. And here I have checked if there is any value here, if there's any value. Here you can see this friends, if the payment due is greater than the balance. If I want to payment, here you can see the name. If here you can see, just go back and go, and if I want to pay for 500, and if I want to add this, see excess payment, that means we have only balance 400 and I am going to pay 500, it will not be taken by the supplier, so the excess payment. So going OK, and if we click OK and go back, so go back, and it will not pay at this payment will not be done. And so I have written this code: if due payment greater than the value of balance, then excess payment message will be displayed and exit. The program will be exit. And here another condition: if text balance dot value is equal to 0, that means if the bill amount and the paid amount is equal, then it will display message that no dues, exits up, like this. So thus friends, I have completed my add button, and you can see the delete button, and you know how to delete a record like this. Just go, and if I want to delete this, just select and delete. A message will be prompt if I want to delete this or not. No, I don't want to delete this. Sorry, don't know that I don't want to delete this at this time. So you can see the how to delete a record in this section. So I have counted the total number of rows in sheet 3, and for I is equal to 2 to I row, that means the 7th sheet has been started from the 2nd row. So I total counted this, and I have used this for loop, and here I have checked the bill number with the 3rd column of the sheet 7, and then if it is like or if it is equal, then it will be selected, and then a prompt a message box that this bill will be deleted. If I delete button, if I press VB yes option or yes button, and end if, this end if for closing this, and this end if for closing this if, and next I have closed this for loop like this. So thus friends, here I have refreshed, just I have unloaded and showed the user form again. This is our supplier bill payment user form, supplier bill payment form. And now an exit button, here I did not write any code. I can write the code to go back to my main menu. Here just for this we need to unload this user form. Just copy this and user form 1.show here, that and for the form will be exit, and our main menu will be shown. And if I click on the exit button here, so S payment entry has been done. So click on the S payment entry. No code has been done, so I can write the code here. So I unload the user form, I can copy this, and supplier payment form, here I can write supplier payment form in this supplier payment form dot show like this. So if I run this my menu here, if I click this, yes, it is being showing, and if I click on exit, yes, it is going back to my main menu. So supplier payment entry form will be shown. Thus friends, I have created my supplier payment entry form. If you have any comments, you please comment me. I will try my level best to answer your question. Thank you friends, thank you very much for viewing this. And then I am moving to my next step, that is how to view a supplier ledger form. Now here I want to view the ledger of the supplier. I have created this form like this, and see if I click on this supplier, and from if I want to know the total amount of the bill and the paid amount, we can type this within a specific date, say April to 30th April. I am going the total month. If I click on view generate ledger, first I want to click the generate ledger option. So here you can see in the back end the total receipt and total paid amount is being displayed here. And if I click view ledger option, you will find this type of sheet, that is this type of report. The total amount, supplier bill amount, supplier name will be displayed in the top, supplier ID will be displayed, and from date will be 1st April 2020, and the last and the to date is 30th April 2020, and supplier bill amount, the bill date, bill number, and amount is being displayed here, that is 2700, and I paid 1300, that is total paid 2300 and dues 400 till date. So going back, if I want to print this, I can print here. You don't need to print, I don't know want to print, just close this. So like this, how I did this, I want to show you. Friends, you can you know this, how to how to write codes to display or to add items in the combo box or list box in the initialize event. And you also know this, if you select any supplier name, the corresponding supplier ID will be displayed in the in this level here. Here you can see the level, and then I want to give the from date and to date option, and then if this matches, then generate the ledger, the generate ledger will be displayed, will be activated. So going to the general ledger and section and want to see the commands. So here you can see, to enter the supplier name ID, start date and end date in the respective cell, I have just assigned this value. Thus the combo box 1 dot value, that means the supplier name will be displayed here in the 10th sheet. Here you can go, this is the 10th sheet, the last sheet. So far is the last sheet is a 10th sheet, and here you can see the supplier name. This cell address will hold the value of combo box 1 dot value, that is the supplier name, and this cell value, that is E4, will hold the supplier ID. And here this is the C6, the starting date, and the F6, the to date. It will hold the value. So to hold this value, I have assigned this section like this. You can see this cell address, you can see the cell address for supplier ID, this cell address for supplier name, and this cell address for supplier ID, and this cell address for start date, and this cell address for end date. And for receipt side, I want to check if I want to check that that is, first I have counted the total number of rows in sheet 6, that is our supplier payment sheet. Total sorry, receipt sheet, supplier sheets, you can go there, 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. This is the receipt side, total receipt 2700. So 6 sheet, then I have used a for loop for x is equal to 2 to 0. Then I have this condition that if c6.x1 like combo box dot one dot value, that means if supplier name matches, you can go to the 6, and here you can see the first column holds the supplier name, and if this is equal to the value of and if this is the supplier name, here this section is the supplier name equal to the value of combo box 1 dot value, that means the supplier name which I will select from the combo box 1, and if it is equal, and then the cell address supplier ID, here if the ID, that means the ID dot caption, when I select the combo box any supplier, it will show the corresponding ID in the level, in this level here beside the supplier name. The if it is matches with this value, you can see, go there 6, and you can see the find the ID here, and this, and if it matches, and again x4, that means you can go 1 2 3 4 bill date you can see here, and if this matches, the value of text box 1 dot value, and if this is greater than, bill date is greater than, and if this bill date is greater than the value I will enter the date in my first text box. Going back, supplier, just going back to the ledger. This is the text box 1, this is the text box 1, and I need to enter the starting date, and here if this is the starting date, if which I will enter is greater than or equal to the value of this section, and the ending date, that is text box 2, here you can see to date, if this is less than or equal to this value, then sheet 10 will be activated and the records will be displayed in the sheet 10 here like this, x plus 7, because you can go to the sheet 10. Here you can see this you will start from the 9th row. So here you can I have assigned the value of x is equal to 2, but I need 9, so I added 7 here. So 2 here, it is 2 plus 7 is equal to 9, total is equal to 9. The 9th row and first column, that is the 9th row, and the first column of sheet 10 will hold the value of supplier bill date, that is this section from the sheet 6 supplier bill date. And similarly it will take the value, the next column, that is will take the value of this section of sheet 6, and this, and the third column of sheet 10 will take the value of sheet of the fifth column of sheet 6. You can see here everything is written beside this, which value I am importing from the 6 like here. And then if next, just I want to display the receipt side with the help of this code. Similarly, I have displayed the payment side from the sheet 7. Here you can see, go to sheet 7. Here you can see this is the sheet 7. Here, from here I want to take the values under this condition, and you can see if I have assigned a variable IT row, and IT row holds the total number of rows in sheet 7, and then I have counted the total number of I used a for loop to IT row, and here you can see the first, and if this is matches with this, and if this is matches, the second column is matches with this, and if this third column and if this and the sixth column is greater than the value I will enter in the text box 1, that is the date value, starting date, and if this is the less than or equal to the finishing date or the to date, then the sheet 10 will be activated, and the sheet 10 dot value, here also you can see I have added 7 because I want to add the items from the ninth row of the sheet 10, and here you can see the fifth column, it will start from the fifth column, the payment start. You can see here this is the fifth column. Here this is the payment section, this is the payment section, this is the payment section, and you can see the fifth column. E column means fifth, and F column means sixth, and G column means fifth, sixth, and seventh. Okay friends, now the fifth column will hold the value of this section of the value from the sheet 7, and the sheet 10 of the sixth column of the sheet 10 will hold the value of the third column of the sheet 7, and similarly the seventh column of the sheet 10 will hold the value of fifth column of sheet 7. Then I have end if and concluded this if, this if, here I have concluded, and then I have concluded this next this for statement with this next I. Now I refresh this with the 2 lines of code, that is I want to supplier ledger from, I want to refresh the supplier ledger from like this. So friends, supplier ledger from, you can see the general ledger, code of general ledger, and view ledger is very simple. I just wanted to add the total amount. I calculate the total receipt. You can see the C:C of 10 sheet 10. You can see here this is the C column, I want to just add the total amount, total sum. I have used a sum function here, and here also I wanted to add the total of this G column here. So in the payment side, just see the receipt side first. So this is the receipt side, and then I added the I row, that means the blank row. In the third column here I want to view a dash sign, give a dash sign so that it looks like a close, like the closing of this section, this dash you can see. And then I row plus 1, because blank row plus 1, that is the next blank row of the second, it will show the total bill amount, and the next blank row of the third, you can see it will show the a value of x, that is this value, that is the value of the sum of the column C. Similarly friends, I have written this section to add the sum of the column G. You can see the total payment here. I have also written the similar code just to view, just to show the column number. You can see the 7th column here, it is the important, because this is the payment column of the sheet 10. You can see, you can go there, this is the payment column, is the 7th column, because 1 2 3, this is the 4th by section, and 5th, 6th and 7th, this is the 7th column. So thus friends, I just took the reference of the 7th column, I add dash sign, you can see here in the next blank row, after the total number of records of the 7th column, total number of amounts, I wanted a dash sign, and to closing, to so that it looks like the closing. And the 6th column I wrote total paid, and the 7th column I also bring the value of the total sum of the G column, here. You can see this section, that is that has been assigned to Y. I called the Y here. So thus this will be the total of receipt and total of payment. Here the total of receipt, here it is section total receipt and total payment, and here I want to calculate, I want to show the due, if any due here. So for this I again go to the next blank row, that is the one here, it is up to 1, then I go to the up to second blank row, comma 7, the 7th column, I want to dash sign, and this will close. You can go there, and for this sign here, this sign within 2000, you can see the 2300 is between two lines. For this line, the last line, I use this comment here, this is the comment. And in this section, in the sixth column, I wrote due section, due rupees, and in the 7th I subtracted the payment, the total of payment from the total of receipt here. And now I just unloaded the user form, and here I want to show the print preview of the sheets 10, that is this sheet. You can see this sheet, and going there, and then I have supplier ledger. Again I showed the supplier ledger here. So here it is a refreshing and previewing. So friends, this is our supplier ledger form here, and just going, you showed the codes of ledger view here, ledger view option within this code. This is the codes, and next I want to refresh this, and you can see I want to blank the values of this you can say of this sale address, that is supplier name, supplier ID, supplier starting date and finishing date, for to make this sheet ready for the next bill or next bill preview. And here friends, you can see I have total counted up to the 6th blank row, that is I used here, you showed earlier that I used up to the third blank row. Here you can see up to the third blank row I used. So here friends, I wanted to refresh, I want to delete up to 6th blank row. It will not create any problem. to, if you want to delete delete more rows, for that means it will make you sure that the every row of the of the of the of the ledger will be cleared up to this section. So friends, just I took something more of 3 here, just it will not be any problem. So sheet 10 dot activate, and for here I have written a for loop for I is equal to 0 to t9 and step -1. I want to delete this up to 9th row, and it will delete from 1 by 1 row minus. So from the bottom it will be deleted up to the 9th row. Then I selected the total row, and selection will be deleted. And next, at this section, if I click on the refresh, just see all the rows will be deleted, and the form will be ready for the next bill number. Just going the same bill number, because I have only entered a single bill. So again, if I give the date like this, total like this, generate ledger has been generated, and view ledger, it will show like this. So thus friends, we have completed this section also. And in the exit button here friends, now I have written the codes. I want to go back to my main menu, unload user form. Sorry, now this is the name. I want to give the name of user form. This is the supplier ledger form. Here, this is the name of the user form friends. So unload this form, and this form will and our main menu will be shown, that is user form 1 dot show. Here it will show. If I click on the exit button here, just exit, here you can see, and the supplier ledger form will be activated. Our menu will be activated. And if I click on supplier ledger form, no, it is not showing. Just I want to call the user form here. So unload user form 1 and supplier ledger form. Here, this section, the spelling should be correct. Just going back, go there, and this section dot show. So if I run this show ledger, yes, this is being shown. So this is showing exit, yes. So thus friends, we can we created this menu, and we can go through the menus up to this section. So produced, product entry, yes, product entry form open, supplier entry form open, and purchase entry form open, and supplier bill entry form, yes, open, and supplier payment entry form, yes, open, and supplier ledger form, yes, open and close. So friends, thus we have created our codes. Here you can see we created up to this point, going product, supplier, purchase, and here purchase bill print. I skipped this section because I want to write codes in my next video, that when I want to sell any item, the stock will be decreasing if item sold, and the stock will be increased if item purchased. I showed you in my purchase section here in this section. Here, if I run this purchase form, so go to the purchase form little. So if I product in select any product, you can see the total stock is being displayed beside the supply product ID. So if I sell any form, the stock will be decreased. Here I will write this here in this section, and then I have two more sheet taken. I don't need this. I want to convert this sheet. One is for that is purchase out and sell in. That is purchase out means the product which we purchase from the supplier. If I return the product to the supplier, then if I return then our stock will be decreased. And if and at the time of sell in, that means if I that the products which I will sell, and if the product will return to my shop, in this case the stock will be increased. So friends, I will write the codes for this section in my next videos. So thank you very much friends for viewing this up to this section. And 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 if it is little helpful friends, please subscribe this channel. Thank you friends, thank you very much once again.